So I've just filled this hole in that you've seen me do. It's just a bit of tidying up really, because I'm not going through it much now because cows are out, so just try and tidy up. I put some big stuff in the bottom which you saw me do, some bit nice walling stone, bit of rough stuff. It's just to stop it dropping, because over time that gravel might disappear, so it just tries to buffer it out a bit, and especially price of gravel. Done a bit here, but which I haven't flattened yet. I haven't driven over it, so you can't just tell when it's sanking down. That's sank because I drove over it, so that's levelled up nicely. It would be nice concrete, but underneath here there's a manhole. This metal thing here is a manhole, and when we built this parlour, all the washings out go into there and then off. It's like a holding tank, if you like, and then it goes. So it wants a proper manhole putting on, which hopefully will happen soon. That's why it's just a rough at the minute. It's just try and do a nice job, but it's a temporary job. So just following on from my last video with a bit on the footpath, I've put this sign up. I've got two signs. One was too big, which I'll just show you now. So here's the other one. There's one that just fits perfect. Now I thought about putting that one on, but you see it overhangs the post, and if you put it there, tractor will hit it if it comes through. And also with the water trough, you know, knowing my luck, cows will just knock it off with their heads and snap it and do. So that's why I got one a bit well, I got one that's just right, that'll fit round the stump, so nothing will hit it. So there's stile, there's gateway. So you're easy enough to see it. It's just trying to cover your back really with this footpath job, because if you put a sign up, people will probably say, well, I didn't know there were no signs up. So if you just cover your back a bit, you know, you've got something to say that, look, there's a sign there. Anyway, carry on to the next job. So the hot weather's practically nearly ended. It's been the peak time when we're gonna get really hot. So my job is now, since it's not baking hot, I'm gonna move the sheep from here to there. Now I know there's a lot of grass on that side compared to where they are now. Maybe a bit, people would say probably too much, but the fact is it hasn't given any rain. I haven't seen yet, so they're probably better off with too much that's going to outlast them ages than not enough. Like I said in my previous video, these are like your problem ones. The last ones that lambed, like one that's got one teat. There's one that had a prolapse harness on up there. There's another one that's had mastitis here. There's one with one teat. There's triplets. These are me ones that I've got to sort of keep an eye on, whilst my others, my main ones, are in the bottom field where they're sort of best lambs, strongest. They don't need as much care and looking at as much as these ones. They were born only the other day, so they're a bit young. There should be another one somewhere. It's a twin. It's blurting up there somewhere. Job's just that stop a minute with electric fence whilst I did there. The other night when I was checking round me hogs, because what I do with my hogs, I put the ones that I think are barren in there, and I checked them the other night, and there were one in there with a bit of bag that I thought weren't in lamb. So me and Ruby got her out and we put her in here with the sheep and just kept his eye on her until now. She's just started to lamb. So she's had 2 lambs, one she'd already had, probably where you saw me running off because I was keeping my eye on her. I didn't think she were lambing, but turns out she were. So she's just had the second one, which I've just lambed. So I don't know what I'm going to do now, because I've already stripped fence down and pulled it all way up. So might end up leaving her on this side where the trees are for shelter. I don't know, I'm a bit back to point fence up anyway. So I've just fed them, both lambs, a bit of colostrum, just because she hasn't got a big bag, and big lamb has been sucking her, and I'm just frightened that this lamb here that was the second born one and it's a bit slower. It hasn't stood up yet. So I didn't know if there'd be enough colostrum that she'd produce if that lamb's had it all for this one to have. So anyway, I've just gave it some colostrum.
Come on. Come up.
So we've moved the sheep across from here to there, as you can see, and all that's left to do is move her across. But we were just wanting to let them bond for a minute or two, so just leave them on their own and let them settle, get to know one another. So we'll move them across now. So that's a garlic lick that does them for flies. So that just helps try and stop flies from landing on them. What? Okay, I don't know if you cared about that.
Just because it's easier, because when it gets a bit stronger and going.
Look for it to subscribe, just keep subscribing. Farming 7 days a week, remember, boy. Come on, machine gun. Go on. We know where they're going now. just moved some from up at the top of the drive down that were big enough to come down. We've wormed the sheep because, as you could see, some had just got a dirty back end. So hopefully that'll dry them up. And yeah, so they'll be alright down here. They've merged together alright, they're all getting on. So yeah, we're all just left up there now. There's a few that we bottle feed and all them. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed this video and I'll catch you in the next one.